Hey everybody, this is your host, the Platinum Knight, and welcome to my The Game Awards 2024 review. Yes, everybody, I am gonna be reviewing the Game Awards. Oh, let's see. It is currently December 18th, I think. Yeah, it's December 18th, 2024, and it is 10 p.m. to be exact, as I am recording this. But yeah, guys, welcome. Thought I'd go ahead and just take care of this now. And yes, everybody, like always, whenever I talk about big shows like this, I like to play Fall Guys because it's just easier for me to look at my notes and the topics. Yeah, guys, it's been a while since I have played Fall Guys. Yeah, I haven't really been playing a whole lot of Fall Guys lately. I've been mainly playing Fortnite and Black Ops 6. I haven't even been playing Dead by Daylight that much. So yeah, man, and I don't know, the last Fame Pass for Fall Guys really didn't interest me, you know? So I'm a little bit rusty, but I'll do my very best to play decently. Oh hey, Hyper Knight Raven! Welcome to the stream, Hyper! Thank you so much for joining, man. Alright, I think that's enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and start playing. As soon as a level loads up, I guess I'll go ahead and start with the first topic. Let's see. Oh, and for the record, everybody, I'm not going to literally talk about everything that was shown and announced at the Game Awards, okay? That's just not gonna happen. If I literally talk about everything, I'm gonna be here all night. This could easily be like a 4 or 5 hour stream, so I'm only gonna cover topics that are the most interesting, or at least to me, and I'll cover some big stuff to everybody else too, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about everything, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some announcements, and at the very end, I'll talk about the awards themselves, and then, yeah, give my final thoughts. But anyways, alright, let me just get in the middle right here. Okay. For the first topic is Killing Floor 3, coming in March of 2025. You can go ahead and sign up for the closed beta, and it is coming out on pretty much everything. It's coming out on PC and current consoles, and to be completely honest, man, in a way, I'm kind of excited, but at the same time, I'm not, and let me explain. The trailer itself, it didn't really look the best, or I feel like it didn't really justify the game itself. I don't know, man. So far, I'm not really digging some of the character designs. But the reason why I'm excited for Killing Floor 3 is because possibly, remember, this is not confirmed yet, but there is a possibility that me and my friends might live stream it, and I could do a giveaway stream out of it, and I enjoyed playing Killing Floor 2. I never played Killing Floor 1 before. Yeah, I only played Killing Floor 2 on PS4, and the reason why how I got Killing Floor 2 is because it was free for PlayStation Plus, and I really, really enjoyed it, man. I even played a lot of it with my uncle. I played it with my OG Friday the 13th friends, and yeah, and I've played Killing Floor 2 with some of my streamer buddies. So yeah, maybe me, AJ, and the Chief will play it together. But we'll see, though. But I will say, the trailer wasn't that impressive. Like I said, I'm not really digging some of the character designs, but it's just a trailer, you know? It's just a teaser. Maybe we'll get more characters. But I really, really hope Killing Floor 3 starts off with a lot of content, and it's not just more DLC for Killing Floor 2, you know? Like how Payday 3 felt like one big expansion for Payday 2. So we'll see, though. We'll see. I really, really hope Killing Floor 3 is not just 5 maps and 2 bosses, because that is ridiculous. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I might get Killing Floor 3. Alright, gonna go ahead and let the next level load up. I will say, it does feel really good to play Fall Guys again. I'm not gonna lie. It does feel nice playing this game again after not playing it for so long. Halloween Dreams. Oh, okay. Inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, cool. Certainly looks like it. Come on, Halloween Dreams. Load up. Alrighty then. Okay, as for the second topic is The Witcher 4. It is by CD Projekt Red, and it's they showed Ciri as being the main protagonist, and it shows her killing a demon to protect a village and some girl. And I'm gonna be completely honest, everybody. If you think this game is coming out anytime soon, nah. The reason why I'm not excited for The Witcher 4 at all, well, first of all, let me just back up a little bit. I never played any of the Witcher games before. There was almost a time where I almost started playing The Witcher 3, but here's what happened though. Originally, I bought one of my online buddies a birthday gift, and I got them a game, you know? I forgot what game it was, but it was a physical copy. and I got them a game from Amazon. But anyways, originally what was gonna happen is they were going to also buy me a game. And one of the games that I wanted my friend to get for me was The Witcher 3. And unfortunately, they never got me it. They never got me Witcher 3, but I got them a game. Needless to say, we don't exactly talk to each other anymore after that happened. They constantly kept on promising, oh yeah, Platinum, I'm gonna buy you a physical copy of The Witcher 3. I'm gonna get you the Game of the Year edition. And it never happened. Like, literally, 4 years later, they never got me my physical copy of Witcher 3. It was probably even longer, too. And I kept on asking, too. Like, hey, when are you gonna give me my birthday gift? And of course, they just kept on making up a bunch of excuses. It was probably more than 4 or 5 years. It probably has to be 6. The more that I think about it, because time flies so fast. So yeah, I never played any Witcher game before, and maybe one of these days I'll just get The Witcher 3 for myself, but right now I am so backed up with the newer games, you know? But anyways, guys, yeah, I'm not excited for The Witcher 4, and here's why, okay? Let's go back in time for a second. CD Projekt Red doesn't exactly have the cleanest history, especially when it comes to announcements. Let's go back to the very first time they announced Cyberpunk 2077. Remember that CGI trailer with that woman and with the mantis blades? And it is heavily implied that she most likely snapped and started killing people. Yeah, the Mantis Blade teaser trailer. And it was CGI. It wasn't gameplay. And of course, it ended up taking like, what? Almost 6 years? Or 7 for them to finally complete Cyberpunk 2077. And even when the game finally did come out, everybody knows that it was buggy, it was glitchy, and it was overall just a broken down mess. It would crash a lot. I remember when I played Cyberpunk 2077, in fact, I actually live streamed it, and I did, like, what, 4 parts? And then I tried to beat it, over here on Twitch, and it got to the point where I just said, you know what, I'm kinda tired of this game, and I just stopped playing it. And to this very day, I've never beaten Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, sure, the game is good now. Yes, I understand that the DLC Phantom Liberty is really good, and they added some new mechanics to the game that objectively make it better, but I don't know. One of these days, I'll go back to Cyberpunk 2077. Oh, you know what? Let me just hang out in this level for a little bit. But you get the point, you know? The point I'm trying to make is, I don't really trust CD Projekt Red. And if you guys are planning on getting The Witcher 4 on release date, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're most likely gonna be in for a total shit show, okay? I mean, yes, I'm fully aware that CD Projekt Red is using the Unreal Engine 5. That doesn't mean anything. Just because they're using Unreal Engine 5, that doesn't really negate broken, buggy, glitchy games. All that means is pretty much the graphics and certain tools, you know? But yeah, I don't trust CD Projekt Red. I have a feeling it's going to release very broken and glitchy. But, I mean, the thing is, though, man, even before Cyberpunk 2077, a lot of people seem to forget that The Witcher 2 and 3, those games were released very buggy, too. I mean, those games was riddled with bugs, glitches, and they would crash from time to time. People forget that shit. People seem to forget that CD Projekt Red has never really had a clean history when it comes to video game launches. Their games, I mean, CD Projekt Red is basically Bethesda 2.0, you know? I mean, yeah, CD is pretty much the second team of Bethesda, you know? They release these big, giant, massive games only to be riddled with bugs and so many issues, you know? So, I'm not buying it, you know? I don't really trust them. But for those of you that want to get The Witcher 4 on launch, then hey, it's your money. Unless you are a content creator like me and you just want to entertain people and show how bad it is, then more props to you, man. Go for it. And not to mention, a lot of people are currently complaining about Siri's. Wait a minute. Is that her name? Yeah, Siri. A lot of people are complaining about Siri, saying that she doesn't look that good, or CD somehow messed up her face. I don't know, man, but in my opinion, I thought she looked, I mean, maybe not the greatest, but to me she looked alright. She still looks really, really good, and the fact that people are still able to recognize that this is Siri clearly means they know who she is, so I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with Siri's face. I think some people are just overreacting. But from what I understand, a lot of people are also complaining about they ruined the lore of the Witcher franchise. Keep in mind, I've never played any of the Witcher games, so I can't really speak for that. But from what I've been hearing is it ruins the lore, and some people are saying it's impossible for Ciri to be a Witcher all of a sudden. But then I've seen a few tweets saying that, well, in The Witcher 3, it could be possible because of this. So I don't know, man. But either way, I'm not excited for The Witcher 4. If you think The Witcher 4 is gonna come out anytime soon, nah, man. They only showed, like a 4-minute CGI trailer, just like Cyberpunk 2077. And if I had to take a good guess when The Witcher 4 is gonna come out, probably in the year, maybe in 2030 or 2032, somewhere around there. But yeah, this game is not gonna come out for a very long time. Oh, and one more interesting story that I can possibly go ahead and tell. Some of you guys may have seen this on my Twitter, but yes, I was spoiled a little bit on Twitter. I did see a few leaks of the Game Awards, and one of those games that leaked out was The Witcher 4. So I already knew that was going to be shown. I even tweeted, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from Twitter for a little bit because I don't want to be spoiled for the Game Awards. So yeah, I guess that's another reason why I have no excitement for The Witcher 4, because I already knew it was going to be announced, but that's the only game, though. That was the only game that was leaked for me, so it wasn't really a huge deal. And yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on The Witcher 4 announcement. Man, I had a lot to say. Oh, hey, Chief. Welcome to the stream, Tribal Chief. Yes, I'm overreacting. Well, Ciri was there in The Witcher 3, so it makes... Oh, I think you meant to say, so it makes sense. If it's time to transfer throne to Ciri, it will be disastrous. I agree, Chief. I agree. Yeah, like I said, I've never played any of the Witcher games, and I do have a feeling CD Projekt Red is just gonna pull off another Cyberpunk. And then people are going to have to freaking wait for 2 years for the game to get better and become a masterpiece. And I'm not excited for that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get The Witcher 4. That's just not going to happen. But anyways, okay. Gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. Okay, for the third topic of the Game Awards is Elden Ring. How do you pronounce that? NIGHTREIGN? 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 I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm just gonna go ahead and say Elden Ring Night because that's a little bit confusing. So yeah, there is going to be more Elden Ring DLC. And I don't know, man. I mean, the only reason why I'm talking about it is because it's so big. And to be honest, I was legitimately surprised that, really? I mean, From Software just released Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree this year, and they already have more DLC incoming? Like, goddamn. You know, say what you will about Elden Ring and From Software, but at least these guys are quick, though. I don't know how they do it, man. I don't know how they're so fast at producing so much content for just one game. But anyways, so yeah, there's gonna be new Elden Ring DLC, and I have one question though. Is this also going to get nominated for Game of the Year again, just like Shadow of the Erdtree? Because if this DLC comes out next year, oh man, I mean, I'm gonna talk more about the awards themselves and why I think they should not have nominated a DLC pack, but yeah, that'll be way later, everybody. But yeah, Elden Ring is gonna have more DLC, and yeah, will I play it someday? Probably, probably not. But I will say, though, I mean, From Software could have easily just, they could have easily made Elden Ring 2. I mean, this is very bizarre, you know? They had a chance to make Elden Ring 2. They should have combined it, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, and Elden Ring Night DLC together, and there you go. That could have easily been Elden Ring 2. So, I don't know, man. And then, Jeff Keighley could have at least been justified to nominate that at the Game Awards. If Elden Ring 2, or if these DLCs were its own game on its own disc, then everybody would have said that, oh, okay, nominating it for Game of the Year is fair. It would have been equal, you know? But instead, we're getting 2 DLCs now, so yeah, I don't get it. Will I play it someday? Probably, probably not. But I beat the main game itself, you know? I beat Elden Ring. Granted, I needed some help. And it certainly took me a while to figure everything out, but I beat it though. I was happy to say that I did it. And in a weird way, it's actually, once you know what you're doing, and if you're willing to go through the grind, Elden Ring is not that hard. It's actually probably one of the easiest Souls-like game probably ever made. And knowing that the other Souls games is very linear and corridor-ish, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play the mainline Souls games anytime soon. And I guess those are pretty much my thoughts for Elden Ring Night Reign, or Night Reign. Oh, and there's also a report saying that this is going to be, it's going to have a co-op mode. So that's pretty cool. But remember, the original game, yeah, Elden Ring already has co-op too. You can already play online with other people, so it's nothing really new or refreshing, so. But for those of you who are hardcore fans of Elden Ring, then I'm pretty sure you're very excited. Alright, let me keep up with the chat. I played 3, but quit like 10% of the game and never picked one. But Cell has played it. Oh, you're still talking about The Witcher? Reenie, it's like rain. Yeah, I have a hard time pronouncing that. Cell recommending me to play some Deus Ex. Oh, well, go for it, Chief. Shadow of Erdtree shouldn't be in the list in the first place. It's like DLC. Oh no, it is DLC, Chief. It pretty much is. But like I said, I'll talk about that later. But yes, I do agree it should not have been nominated. Alright, what's the next topic? The next topic is an untitled game from Fumito Ueda or Ueda? Is that how you pronounce his name? I'm probably butchering that. Ueda. Yeah, Fumito Ueda. For those of you that don't know who he is the creator of very well-known games like Ico, or Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian. I never played Ico before, but I probably should. But I have at least played the Shadow of the Colossus, both the original and the remake, and of course I played The Last Guardian. And I do legitimately like his games, but Shadow of the Colossus would definitely have to be my favorite. And to be more honest, I like the remake a lot more. I don't know, man. Ever since I played the Shadow of the Colossus remake, I never wanted to go back to playing the original. Yeah, that was just a really, really damn good remake. As for The Last Guardian, I liked it, but god damn, I hated the camera though. And telling Trico what to do, yeah, it was a little bit frustrating at times, and the frame rate was definitely off. But no, man, even despite The Last Guardian's issues, I still enjoyed it, you know? I still like the story, and that ending did almost made me tear up. So yeah, Fumito is now currently working on another game, and that's good, you know? I'm happy that he is still doing something. And a lot of people, I was wondering, like, is he even doing anything anymore? But now we can be rest assured that yes, he is still doing something. He is still making games. And this new game, I don't know, man. I mean, if you don't even have a title for your game yet, then maybe you shouldn't announce it. You know what I mean? I don't think this game should have even been announced at all, if it doesn't even have a title. But I'll go ahead and explain what his new game is. So, it looks like it's going to be a mecha type game. It certainly looks way different compared to his other games that he made, but it looks like it's gonna take place in the near future, and you're gonna be controlling mechas. And in the trailer, it's about somebody is standing on top of their mecha, and then all of a sudden this big-ass army comes rushing towards them, and they get in their mecha, but instead of fighting them, he ends up just taking off with by flying the mecha's head. Yeah, whoever was driving the mecha, yeah, they just end up freaking retreating, you know? And to be fair, oh, it's alright, Chief. Thank you so much for lurking, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, so the pilot ends up retreating, And, yeah, and that's the trailer. They just take off, in their mecha's, head. And to be fair, that was a really big army, that he was facing. I don't think one mech is going to be able to take all of them down. So, that's definitely, something. But yeah, guys, and you know what? Just like with The Witcher 4, I don't think this game is gonna come out anytime soon. If I had to take a good guess, the fact that we still haven't even gotten an official title yet should pretty much let you guys know that this game is most likely gonna come out in the year 2030. You know what I mean? But just like with The Last Guardian, you know? Remember when The Last Guardian was first shown? Remember the teaser trailer? At least The Last Guardian actually had a title when it was announced. It wasn't untitled. When The Last Guardian was first announced, it was The Last Guardian. That was the title. And yeah, a lot of people seem to forget that originally The Last Guardian was supposed to come out on the PlayStation 3, but the real reason, or at least supposedly, the reason why The Last Guardian took so long for it to come out is because, I mean, the PS3 couldn't even handle The Last Guardian, you know? They pretty much had to wait for a next-gen system. So if I had to take a really good guess, Fumito's next game is probably gonna be on the PlayStation 6. And the same thing goes to The Witcher 4. These games are most likely gonna come out on next-gen hardware. There's no way the PS5 is gonna be able to handle some of these games. Maybe the PS5 Pro, but not the PS5. So, we'll see though, we'll see. But I do at least find it interesting, though. I do think Fumito's next game does look interesting, and yeah, I think I might buy that on day one. I mean, the dude's a genius anyway. Pretty much everything he comes up with is amazing, so I'll most likely get it on day one, unless some new information comes up that it's not going to be that good. But again, though, we'll see. We'll see. This game is not going to come out for a very long time. Oh, hey, Rin! Welcome to the stream, Rin Joker. Thank you so much for joining, man. How you doing, Rin? Hope you're doing pretty well. I'm just reviewing the Game Awards. But anyways, I'm about to talk about the next topic. Okay, the next topic I'm gonna talk about is Split Fiction. It is from the same makers of It Takes Two, which that is, for those of you that don't know, It Takes Two also won an award for Game of the Year. Yeah, It Takes Two got Game of the Year, and now they're making a new game called Split Fiction. And I'm gonna be completely honest, everybody. in a weird way, I'm kind of am not really that excited for it because, remember, I haven't even played It Takes Two. Not because I can't find anybody to play it with me, but because, I don't know, man. I mean, It Takes Two, I'm not really the biggest fan of the setting or the world itself, you know? But I will say, though, Split Fiction, it does look better, you know? It at least looks more interesting compared to It Takes Two. But I will say, though, Split Fiction, I think it's a little bit too much because when you watch the trailer, right, it has so many things and so many genres mixed together. I mean, one moment you're like in a cyberpunk setting, then you're in a forest setting, then you're in a lava setting, then it becomes like a shooter at one point, then it becomes a platformer, and I don't know, man. It just looks too much, you know? It's too overwhelming. I know my buddy, the Chief, who was just in here, is excited for Split Fiction, but I don't know, man. Not me. You know? Not me. But I will say it is definitely open for me to get it. Will I get it someday? Probably, maybe, but not on day one or anything like that. That's definitely not gonna happen. Because, like I said, you know, I haven't even played It Takes Two, and yeah, man, this game looks a bit much. That it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, in a way. I mean, if you've seen my first impressions video of FF7, you already know what I'm talking about. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, don't get me wrong, it's a great game and all, I like it, but at the same time, it can be a little bit too much, you know? Especially with all of its mini-games. And the same thing goes to Split Fiction. I already know it's going to be a great, fun game, but will it be too much for me? I don't know. So, we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, and I guess that's pretty much it, everybody. I think those are my thoughts on Split Fiction. It looks great, but yeah, I most likely might not get it. Okay, the next topic is Borderlands 4. And I don't know, man. I mean, again, I'm not really excited for this game. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's at least gonna be decent. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a fun first-person open-world game where all you do is just collect a bunch of loot. But here's what happened to me, and you guys can go ahead and say that this is my fault, but here's what ended up happening to me, okay? I ended up making the mistake of playing both Borderlands 1 and 2 and all of its DLC all in one go, like in the span of a couple of days, and I don't know, man, it just got to the point where I got kind of sick and tired of Borderlands. Like, I didn't really enjoy it anymore. I felt like I was basically doing the same thing, you know? And don't get me wrong, I still like Borderlands 2. Yeah, Borderlands 2 would definitely would have to be my favorite, you know? Borderlands 2 is a great game, but man, after I was done with all of its DLC, I just got so burnt out and worn, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why I ended up not getting Borderlands 3, or at least that was a big part of it. Don't get me wrong, I still don't like Randy Pitchford. Randy Pitchford is an asshole. So there was two reasons why I didn't get Borderlands 3. It's because I burned myself out on Borderlands 1 and 2, and Randy Pitchford is an asshole. So I most likely am not going to get Borderlands 4. Yeah, definitely not. And I don't need to, you know? I'm pretty sure Borderlands 4 is gonna do just fine. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are excited for a new Borderlands game. But in my opinion, I'm not really interested, so... And I guess those are my thoughts on Borderlands 4, everybody. I'm sure it's going to be a high-quality game, but again, I have my reasons to steer clear. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and let this level load up, and then I'll continue. Come on, Cortillo. Alright, there we go. Alright, what's the next topic? A new Virtua Fighter is coming out, or at least it's in development. And I'm not gonna lie, people, I mean, at first I thought it was a completely different game, you know? Because when you watch the trailer, I'm not joking when I say this, but I legitimately thought that it was going to be like a Western action-adventure game, or a Western hack and slash type of deal, and it ended up becoming Virtua Fighter. So... and that's pretty cool, you know? I mean, I'm familiar with Virtua Fighter. I never played any of the games, but I've seen a lot of gameplay, and this installment definitely looks completely different compared to the rest of the games. It looks like that the developers are definitely going in a completely different direction, and that's fine, you know? So they're trying to do something different, and it looks really, really good, you know? I think Virtua Fighter is gonna be a good fighting game. I mean, a lot of people are currently getting sick of Mortal Kombat, so maybe it's time for Virtua Fighter to finally come back, you know? If people are getting sick and tired of Mortal Kombat 1, then yeah, I think it's time for a little bit more competition, you know? hell, Tekken 8 was really, really good competition, so now I think is the best time for better fighters out there, you know? But yeah, you know, I still remember watching that episode of the AVGN, and he ended up playing, I think it was Virtua Fighter 1 on the Sega. Was it the Sega CD or the Sega 32X? And I like how James Rolfe ends up making fun of it by going, yeah! And the fighters act like they have problems. That was classic. So yeah, I am a little bit familiar with Virtua Fighter. And I'm glad that the developers are trying to make a comeback with it, you know? But I don't know. It kind of makes me wonder if people are gonna criticize it for being too different, I guess you could say. But again, though, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Virtua Fighter will actually even be better than Tekken and Mortal Kombat. We'll see, though. We'll see. Tekken 8 is getting Cleve Rossfield from Final Fantasy 16. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that, Ren. Oh, good thing you reminded me of that. Yeah, and that's pretty cool, too. But, again, I'm not the type of gamer that plays a whole lot of fighting games, so that's the reason why I'm not too excited. But I do like how he's in it. Like how Tekken 7 got notice for more Final Fantasy rep. Oh, cool. So this isn't their first time, then. This isn't Tekken's first time doing a collaboration with Final Fantasy. And that's cool. That's good. But anyways, okay, I gotta get ready to talk about the next topic. Alrighty. The next topic is, Project Sentry. For those of you that don't know what Project Sentry is, it is a third-person fighting game. Now, I remember before the title was even announced, when you first watched the trailer, I legitimately thought it was going to be a Yakuza game. And it pretty much is a Yakuza game, but it's set like way, way back. Hold on a minute. I believe this game takes place in 1915 Japan. Yeah, and when you first watch the trailer, it really does look like a Yakuza game. At first I thought it was going to be a prequel to Yakuza, or Like a Dragon, you know? I thought it was going to tell the story of how the Yakuza even formed to begin with, you know what I mean? Because the Yakuza clan, oh man, the Yakuza clan is pretty old, you know? So it makes sense that they were still around in the 1900s. But I don't know, man. Does this have anything to do with Yakuza? Is it a prequel, or is it a completely different game, you know? So I'm not entirely too sure about that. So we'll see. We'll see. But it looks really, really good, though. The graphics look really nice. I know that my buddy, the Chief, is in it. Is going to get it. So yeah. I'm pretty sure people that has played Yakuza or Like a Dragon is also very excited for Project Sentry. So, and I guess that's pretty much about it. Those are my thoughts on Project Sentry. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let another level load up. But how's it looking? Let's see. How many more topics do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I gotta talk about the awards themselves. Alright, 5 more topics. Not bad. And it's only been an hour, so even better. The next topic I'm gonna talk about is Turok Origins. And you know, this legitimately surprised me. I was not expecting this at all. God damn, it's actually kind of been a while since we've even gotten a new Turok game, you know? I mean, when was the last new Turok game? That one that was on the PlayStation 3, I think it was? And the last Turok of anything was pretty much the whole entire trilogy getting remastered for current gen consoles. And that's cool that game developers are pretty much doing everything they can to revive some of these well-known beloved franchises. And remember, me and my Uncle Junior was watching the Game Awards together, and the moment that my uncle saw a dinosaur in the trailer, he said, "Oh, is it going to be a new Turok game?" sarcastically. Yeah, he was pretty much joking, but it actually turned out to be a Turok game. I mean, how ironic is that, you know? So yeah, there is gonna be a new Turok game, and to be clear, everybody, I've never played a Turok game, but the Nintendo 64 Turok games always looked really, really fun to me. I always wanted to try at least one Turok game, and you know what? Maybe I will, you know? Maybe someday I will try the older Turok games because they've been remastered for the current gen consoles like the PS4, so that means I can play it on my PS5. But one thing that kind of did bother me about this new Turok game is it's not even in first person anymore. It's in third person. And I don't know how to feel about that either. Is that going to be too different? I don't know. To any Turok fans out there, how do you feel about this series going third person instead of FPS? Are you guys okay with that? I mean, I will say this is probably the most unique looking Turok that I probably have ever seen compared to the rest. While the other Turok games were sorta kinda realistic looking, this Turok looks like it's 100% pure fantasy. So, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit, conflicted. Maybe I'll try, Turok, Origins. Maybe I won't. Depending on what other games are coming out, around that time. And like I said, maybe I'll play the older games too, but that's still far off, from my schedule, so we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, alrighty then. Oh, and this game is also, it's pretty much a reboot, and it is being made by Saber Interactive and Universal Studios, so that's really interesting. Okay then. Come on, level. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. The next topic I'm gonna talk about is Onimusha? Is that how you pronounce it? Oni or Ani? I think it's Oni. But anyways, Onimusha, The Way of the Sword. And it's by Capcom. Onimusha, The Way of the Sword, is being developed by Capcom. And it is coming out in 2026. It has been nearly almost 2 decades since the last installment, and I'm gonna be completely honest, everybody. I don't know anything about Onimusha at all. Like, none. Zero. I never played any of the games before, and if I had to be completely more honest, I've actually never heard of Onimusha until this new game was revealed at the Game Awards. Call me crazy, go ahead and tell me that, man, Platinum, you definitely live under a rock, and maybe I do, you know, but what's good about making a sequel to certain things is now it's gonna be well known, you know, or it's being more known, and that's good, you know? That is really, really good. How Capcom is reviving another old franchise. And I did see that article that Capcom is in the middle of wanting to revive of their legacy franchises. So maybe we're going to get a Dino Crisis remake pretty soon. I would like to see that. If they remake Dino Crisis, oh man, that is going to be awesome. So I do like that Capcom is reviving some of their old franchises. We might even see a new Beautiful Joe installment someday. So who knows? But there's also another game which I'm not going to talk about right now. I'm going to talk about that later on. But yeah, Capcom is reviving a lot of their old franchises. And Onimusha is one of them. And based on what we've seen, I mean, it was mostly a CGI trailer or a CG trailer, and it looks alright. I mean, it's about samurais, and a lot of people love samurais. And for those of you who enjoyed Ghost of Shima and Rise of Ronin, then I'm pretty sure this is going to be right up your alley. But I do hope Capcom doesn't change it too much to where it's basically like a Souls game, you know? I hope Capcom doesn't change it too much. But I don't know. Was the original Onimusha games like a Souls game before the Souls games got even popular? I don't know. Maybe you guys can go ahead and correct me in the comments section. So, yeah. But at least the fans are definitely going to be very happy with a new installment. So, that's good. That's good. But will I buy it? Probably not. Again, it's one of those types of games where, depending on whatever comes out around that time, then who knows? Maybe I'll get it. I liked Ghost of Shima or Tsushima, so yeah, we'll see. Okay, the next topic I'm gonna talk about is... Oh, sorry everybody, I had pizza earlier. But anyways, the next topic is Mafia, the Old Country. Let's see, it is going to be a third-person cover-based open world action game, pretty much just like the previous Mafia games, you know? And I believe Mafia, the Old Country, is the fourth installment of the Mafia series. Yeah, I think it's Mafia Part 4. And again, man, the reason why I'm not really excited for this game is because I never played a Mafia game before. But I would watch at least my Uncle Junior play the Mafia games, and oh man, my uncle, he loves the Mafia series, especially 1 and 2. But yeah, I did see my uncle play a lot of Mafia, especially Mafia 2. And I always thought that they looked really, really good to me. I always thought that it looked like a really good GTA alternative. And here's the thing though, man. I am fully aware that Mafia 3 was a disaster. Like, what the hell even happened with Mafia 3? I do remember when Mafia 3 first came out, it was buggy, it was glitchy, nobody really liked the story or the characters. And it just wasn't good, you know? I remember watching Angry Joe's review of Mafia 3, making fun of how horrible the clouds looked during the sunset, that even Zelda Ocarina of Time looked better in the sunset. So, I don't know, guys. I highly recommend you don't get too excited for Mafia 4. And not to mention, too, I don't know if this is true or not, but Mafia 1 and 2 were once remastered, and it wasn't good. Supposedly something went wrong with the Mafia 1 and 2 remasters. I forgot what it was. Was it buggy or glitchy? I don't know. I totally forgot, but I know something also went wrong with the Mafia remasters, so I highly recommend that you guys don't get your hopes up too high, you know? Yes, you can go ahead and still be happy that the Mafia series is making a return, but I don't know, man. I notice a lot of these announcements so far are sequels to broken games or at release. You know what I mean? So just be careful, alright, guys? I highly recommend you wait for the reviews. But will the old country be high quality? I'm pretty sure it will, to some extent, but they might end up pulling off another Mafia 3 again, and it's gonna be buggy, glitchy, and you gotta wait for a few years for it to get better, along with some DLC, so we'll see, though. We'll see. And not to mention, they didn't really show that much gameplay, so this is still really early on. So I guess we just gotta see more. But one of these days, I will play the older Mafia games, at least 1 and 2. But the problem is, though, man, my only access to these games is pretty much the remasters. So, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. But anyways, that's still a ways off from me trying those games out. Like with many other games, you know? So again, we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, okay, how many more topics do I gotta go? Oh, nice. I only have 2 more topics. Yay. And how long have I been streaming now? Oh, let's see. I've been streaming for 1 hour and 14 minutes? Oh, wow. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Typically, I feel like I'm slower. But then again, everybody, I'm not gonna talk about literally everything. So I only got 2 more topics left, and I have a lot to say about the last one. And of course, I have a lot to say about the awards themselves. Okay, before I talk about the next topic, I'm gonna go ahead and let Spooky Slingers load up. Come on, Spooky Slingers. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Alright. Now, For the next topic is actually going to be a game that I would like to get on day one, and I'll go ahead and explain why, but the next topic is Okami Sequel, aka Okami 2, and it is pretty much being developed by almost the same people that worked on the first game. And Hideki Kamiya? I'm probably butchering his name, but yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of Hideki, or Hideki, or however you pronounce his name. And for those of you that don't know who he is, he's the guy that pretty much blocks anybody that tries to talk to him in English over on Twitter. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't really like him personally. Yeah, it's the same guy who also directed some of the Bayonetta games. And he's a great director, but man, was he being so stupid when the original voice actress for Bayonetta accused his studio of underpaying her. Yeah, that was really, really dumb of him. And the fact that he still continued to block people even after that, it just didn't make him look good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I do think, even though I think he's not really the shiniest coin, I do know that he's a good director and makes good games. So, putting my bias and personal opinions on the side, I know Okami 2 is going to be a good, passionate game. Why? Because the first game was also a really passionate project. For those of you that don't know, or for those of you that don't know the history of the original Okami, Okami is one of those types of games that basically came out at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Okami was one of those games that it was an original IP, it was fun, it was good, but unfortunately it flopped. Yeah, it flopped pretty hard when it first came out. Nobody bought it, and it actually got to the point where Capcom was actually panicking that this game was flopping so hard that they actually did their very best to advertise it everywhere. So people knew, okay? A lot of people did know about Okami, but nobody bought it anyway. People pretty much let this franchise die for a little while there. But of course, thanks to time passing by, more people started to play it, more people started to talk about it, review it, and realize, damn, this is a really, really good game. Why the hell did this game flop? It makes no sense. I mean, people constantly complain about endless sequels coming out. Well, okay, don't get me wrong. Okami Sequel is literally a sequel. But people complain about playing the same thing every year, and Okami was a good game that was really fresh that nobody bought, you know? But now that the original Okami has gotten pretty popular in recent times, now is the time to make a sequel. And like I said earlier, you know, I like how Capcom hasn't completely given up on some of their legacy IPs, you know? That's the reason why I'm hoping for the best, that we will get a Dino Crisis remake. Think about it. They brought back Resident Evil. They brought back Dragon's Dogma. They brought back some of their old school fighters, you know? They brought back Street Fighter. I like how Capcom literally said in an interview that that's what they're doing. Just like that other game I just talked about. Onishima? Or Onimusha, Way of the Sword? Yeah, just like I said earlier, this is a game or a sequel to a game that I have never heard of before, and Capcom is bringing it back. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that Okami is finally getting a sequel, and I'm pretty sure the fans are going to be very happy, and I'm going to support it, you know? And I'm going to, I'm going to buy Okami, the original Okami, or at least Okami HD Remaster for the PS5. Well, it came out on the PS4, but yeah, you can play it on the PS5, and I recently saw it. Right now, PlayStation is doing their holiday sales on the PSN store, and believe it or not, I'm not even joking when I say this, but Okami is currently $5. Like, I'm not even joking. It's no joke. I wish I can post it up, but yeah, the original Okami is only $5, everybody. So, for those of you that have a PlayStation 5, you can easily get Okami for sale right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and buy it pretty much after I'm done reviewing the Game Awards. And yeah, I'm legitimately willing to play it someday, right before the sequel comes out. There is no release date. They haven't even said what year Okami 2 is even gonna come out. Yeah, it doesn't say, oh, it's coming out in 2025 or 26. So the fact that we didn't even get a single snippet of gameplay, it wasn't even really a trailer. It was just a teaser by a musical performance. So we're talking really early on. We're talking about a game that's probably not going to come out until the year 2026 or 27. 27 at the most. But remember though, Okami has this cell shaded type of art style, so the graphics should not be a huge problem. It shouldn't be a problem when it comes to graphics. It has cartoonish graphics. like Zelda, the Wind Waker, or pretty much any cel-shaded type of game. But that's cool, you know? That's cool. Yeah, okay. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. It's it was reported that it has a 2026 release window. So for Okami, my guess is in the year 2027 for sure. And if not, then the year 2028. Okay, I'm gonna back out of this. Yeah, it glitched. Something went wrong here. And I guess, that's pretty much about it, guys. I think, those are my thoughts, on Okami Sequel. Well, to be completely honest, I do think, the title is really, really funny. Really, Capcom? Okami Sequel? That's it? Not Okami 2? Or Okami with a subtitle? Okami Sequel. That was the best you can come up with. So what the hell is the third game gonna be called? Well, if we get a third game, but I'm hoping Okami Sequel doesn't flop just like its predecessor. You know what I mean? But I highly doubt it, though. I doubt that Okami 2 is gonna flop this time around, because the original has gotten so popular. But then again, Blade Runner 2 ended up bombing at the box office, despite how popular the first movie eventually became, so who knows? Will Okami 2 pull off a Blade Runner 2 where people have been demanding this game for so many years, and then when it finally comes out, nobody plays it? Or will it be super successful? We'll see. We'll see. I guess we'll see soon enough. But yeah, guys, I'm excited for Okami 2. And like I said, I'm gonna purchase Okami HD as soon after this stream is done, which... Alright, cool. I only have one more topic to go. But before I talk about the last topic, I guess I might as well go ahead and get a level started. Alright, how's it looking now? Oh, cool. 1 hour and a half. Almost exactly, too. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that, yeah, it's pretty nice, that I'm not taking too long reviewing this whole thing. 1 hour and a half is enough, but by the time I'm done reviewing the Game Awards, probably gonna be 2 hours and a half. But anyways. Alright, guys, now it's time for the final topic. And the last talk about, or at least the last announcement I'm going to discuss is Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Oh man. So, based on my tone of voice right now, I have a lot to say about Intergalactic. It was the final surprise announcement at the Game Awards, and it is by Naughty Dog, and of course, it is being directed by the famous Neil Druckmann. Yeah, he is the one that directed The Last of Us 1 and 2, and I believe Uncharted 4 also. And where do I even start? So, Intergalactic, okay, I will say this, alright? So far, Intergalactic, I appreciate that it's a new IP. You know what I mean? I am glad that we are at least getting something new and refreshing, and it's not just a sequel. I know a lot of people were hoping for The Last of Us Part 3, but I don't know. I don't think it's time for that yet. Well, don't get me wrong, I don't even think The Last of Us should have even gotten a sequel, but I'll talk more about that later. So, Intergalactic stars as a female protagonist named what's her name? George or Jordan? I totally forgot what was the main protagonist's name, but and you know, this wasn't really announced in the trailer. This was leaked on Twitter. But supposedly, you're an ex-wanted criminal, or no, you play as a character that's still wanted, but she used to be part of a criminal group, so now she's going solo. And the reason why she cut her hair to begin with, or why you see her going bald, is because that way she can be a little bit unrecognizable. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's a neat concept. It kind of reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy just a little bit. But of course, this is where I'm gonna have to get a little controversial. I'm gonna try to be careful what I say here because I don't want to piss off too many people. But of course, a lot of people are not happy with how the main protagonist looks. Not because she is a woman, okay? We need to get that out of the way permanently. Nobody has a problem with female protagonists in video games, okay? Because if that was the case, why didn't we see any backlash with Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and Stellar Blade? Oh yeah, there wasn't any because nobody has a problem with female protagonists. Funny thing is, though, there was some backlash towards Eve, but it was by the same people that like to accuse others of not liking female protagonists in video games. How freaking ironic and hypocritical is that? Pretty much the only people that had a problem with Eve and Stellar Blade were these weirdo journalists and people who most likely have a problem themselves, and they're probably jealous of Eve's attractiveness. Now here's the thing though, man. When it comes to this main female protagonist in Intergalactic, I'm not going to say that I don't think she's ugly. I think some people are overreacting because a lot of people are making it seem like that she's hideous or she looks like some kind of monster. And I don't think so, man. I'm not going to say that she's ugly, but at the same time, she's not the most, attractive looking. You know what I mean? Or at least in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think she's ugly. I think, at the very most, she is below average at best. But here's the thing though, man. I mean, I don't think this is a Siri situation, because here's the thing. At least when it comes to Siri, she still looks beautiful, or at least I think she does. At least Siri still resembles Siri by a lot, and at least Siri still looks beautiful. I would like to date a woman that looks like Siri, but when it comes to the main protagonist in Intergalactic, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess I can still go ahead and accept her for who she is, but that would have to take a lot though. So when it comes to Intergalactic, I can understand why people would simply not buy this game just for the aesthetics and the looks of the main protagonist, okay? That is completely respectable and understandable. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's your money, it's your choice. You can buy whatever game you want, okay? That's fine. But I will say, though, that there are some people who are overreacting. Yeah, but I'm not going to generalize everybody by saying that's the biggest reason, or that's the main reason, though. Another reason why a lot of people are not happy with Intergalactic is because everybody knows that Neil Drunkman is a huge fan of people who are overly politically correct, like Anita Sarkeesian. Everybody knows that Neil Drunkman and Naughty Dog in general, they're pretty much woke. You know what I mean? And again, man, I feel like I have to preface this just a little bit. But to be clear, though, I don't like using that term, the term woke. Again, I admit that term is a little bit overused at times, and I do feel some people may not know the meaning of the term woke. But for those of you that also don't know what woke means, woke basically means overly politically correct, you know? That's what wokeism means. Woke pretty much means you're too into identity politics, you're too obsessed with activism, movements, all kinds of stuff like that, you know? All kinds of preachy groups of people that try to make themselves look good, you know? Which, I get it, you know? I understand. I don't like politics and activism in my video games either, okay? And 2024 has pretty much been the year of people are getting sick and tired of activism and wokeism in video games. You know what I mean? Take a look at what happened to Dragon Age the Veilguard. Take a look at what happened to Dustborn. Look at what happened to Unknown, you know? Or check out what happened to Concord. Now, some of these games may not be considered woke to some of you guys, but let's face it though. I will say, in recent times, video games have been trying to be a little bit too inconclusive. You know what I mean? So, of course, when it comes to Neil Drunkman and Intergalactic, there's already a bunch of backlash over this game. And for those of you that don't know, the trailer for Intergalactic, or at least on Naughty Dog's YouTube channel, the trailer on YouTube got way more dislikes than likes. And that's not good, you know? That's definitely not a really good sign. But here's the number one question, though. Will Intergalactic flop? Will it actually be boycotted? Will it sell very well? Will it be super successful and sell like hotcakes? Or will aesthetics prove that, yes, physicality does matter a lot to most gamers, and Intergalactic will end up flopping? We'll see. Maybe Intergalactic will sell like hotcakes. Maybe this will finally be maybe not the final nail in the coffin, but a huge nail in the coffin that will prove that people are just sick and tired of wokeism and DEI and activism in general in their video games. I don't know. We'll see. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't at least interested in seeing what happens, but I will tell you guys this. I'm not interested in Intergalactic, okay? Not just because of the wokeism and the activism. The reason why I'm not getting Intergalactic is because I don't even support Naughty Dog anymore. The Last of Us Part 2 was terrible. That was pretty much the last time I supported Naughty Dog. I boycotted The Last of Us Part 2 for having an awful story. And, you know, a lot of people always like to make the case that, oh, you're just a hater of The Last of Us 2 because either you're homophobic or Joel dies. Well, I have trans friends, so I'm obviously, and I have gay friends too. Yeah, anybody that doesn't like The Last of Us Part 2 get accused of being homophobic, transphobic, or they just didn't like how Joel died. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm friends with both of those types of groups, so I'm pretty sure I'm not homophobic, nor am I transphobic either. I'm an egalitarian, and I believe in equality for all. So, now that that's out of the way, let's completely debunk the whole, oh, you're just a hater because Joel died. No, it's not because of Joel dying. It's because The Last of Us Part 2 was awful. It has a very terrible story. Nobody wanted to play as Abby. No one wanted to play as the person that kills such a beloved character in the original. It's not just that either, it's also because it's got terrible writing. I mean, there's so many coincidental moments, there are certain scenes in the game that overall just doesn't make any sense. There's no way certain characters could have gotten there that fast. And there were also certain conflicts that overall feels very anticlimactic, you know what I mean? And for a game that's about revenge, unfortunately, everybody, The Last of Us Part 2 was not unique, you know? It didn't do anything differently. Pretty much movies like Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2, did The Last of Us 2, but 100 times better? Yeah, I mean, overall, The Last of Us Part 2 was just bad, okay? It had so many plot holes, and I would say that there was a little bit of wokeness and activism to be said there. But yeah, that's the reason why I didn't support The Last of Us 2. I mean, even before The Last of Us Part 2 was even announced, or even after the first teaser trailer, I always said to myself, you know what? I don't think The Last of Us Part 1 should even have a sequel. I feel like the first Last of Us ended just fine, and you can pretty much use your imagination on what happens next. But no, there had to be a sequel to The Last of Us because it was such a well-beloved masterpiece, and it sucked, you know? A sequel to The Last of Us ended up being pretty terrible. So, in my personal opinion, I just like to pretend that The Last of Us Part 2 does not exist. You know what I mean? The Last of Us Part 2, it's not considered canon in my book. I don't even think I'm gonna get The Last of Us Part 3 if that ever happens, which I'm pretty sure it will, because it was pretty much confirmed. And it's not just that, man. Like, the thing is, though, honestly, I would have been okay with Joel dying, but not in the first few hours, though. When does Joel die again? Like in the first 2 or 3 hours? And for a game that's over 20 hours long, that's too soon, man. Joel should not have died in the beginning. He should have died at least in the middle or at the very end. And then the rest of the game should have been Ellie getting her revenge on the person that killed Joel. I mean, I'm even okay with a female killing off Joel, but I don't think it should have been someone like Abby, though. That's just weird, you know? It doesn't make sense how Abby even has that type of physique in a post-apocalyptic world full of zombie-like creatures, you know? It just doesn't make any sense. And yes, I know that there was a gym at the stadium. Nah, that still doesn't make sense. You still need to eat a lot of meat, protein, and testosterone in order for someone like Abby to get that muscly. So, look, the point I'm trying to make is The Last of Us Part 2 sucked. I hated it. And even though I never played The Last of Us 2, I still watched a lot of live streams and Let's Plays. It also really didn't help, too, how Naughty Dog tried to take down YouTubers' videos criticizing The Last of Us Part 2. So, that was pretty much the final nail in the coffin for me, is trying to censor their critics. I will never ever support a Naughty Dog game ever again. Well, unless it's a remake or a remaster of Naughty Dog games that I already played and liked. Even though I didn't get The Last of Us Part 1 remaster. But unless if it's an Uncharted 1 remake, or hell, even an Uncharted 2 or 3 remake, I might play that. But even then, it's not a guarantee. So, Naughty Dog is currently working on a new IP, Intergalactic, and I'm not interested, everybody. I have zero interest in playing Intergalactic, and again, it's not because the main character is a woman, it's not because she's a person of color. I'm Mexican, I am 100% Latino, and yeah, I have no interest in Intergalactic. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good, high-quality game. I'm sure it's going to have amazing graphics, and the combat is going to be very fun. But, again, that doesn't matter when it's coming from a bunch of activists like Neil Drunkman. You know what I mean? None of that matters when it comes to a character that you don't even find interesting or appealing, you know? None of that matters, people. Even if Intergalactic is good, it's okay to not like something, okay? Like I said, it's your money, it's your choice. You shouldn't have to feel bad because you are not buying a game, alright? Don't let people shame you or make you out to be somebody you're not because you refuse to buy a game or have any interest in it, you know? So if anybody tries to accuse me of that, I'm going to say, okay, well, says you. And that's really about it, you know? End of story. Next. But anyways, and I think that's really about it, guys. Those were my thoughts on Naughty Dog's new game, Intergalactic. It's a cool idea, but yeah, it's definitely overshadowed by some of the developers' behavior, and it's also overshadowed by certain aesthetics. So yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. But anyways, alright guys. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Game Awards themselves. Let's see. Okay, my live stream is still going. And I've been streaming for, oh wow, almost 2 hours? Oh, cool. I had a lot to say about Intergalactic, but to be honest, I thought I was actually going to talk way more about it too, but man, this went really, really fast. Yeah, this went really fast. Yeah, I was expecting myself to talk about it for at least an hour. But nope. Uh-oh. Oh, I forgot to exit out. Alright, maybe I should go ahead and at least get my notes ready, while I'm backing out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and back out. Alright, I'm trying to get my notes here, but bro, what the hell? They changed it. Yeah, they freaking changed it. I don't know why, Huh. Yeah, I have no idea why, they changed it. I had my notes right here, but... Oh, okay. Alright. I'm using another, site, to, let me know, both, the nominees and the winners, so that way, I can keep, my facts straight. Okay. Alright, everybody, and, for the final topic is the awards themselves. Here we go. Oh, let's see. What's the first award I can go ahead and talk about? Okay, most anticipated game is GTA 6. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Everybody knows that GTA 6 is the most anticipated. Everybody wants GTA 6. I mean, look at how many freaking views it got just for the trailer. Just for a teaser trailer for GTA 6. It's probably one of the most watched videos here on YouTube, you know? But if I had to say which game would be the second most anticipated, it would have to be Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yeah, and then third it would have to be Monster Hunter Wilds. The other nominations is Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei. Yeah, I can see some people not being too excited for those. So, of course, GTA 6 won, and I can't wait to get it. I do plan on doing a giveaway stream out of it. So, yeah, I hope you guys look forward to that. Best Multiplayer. The nominees were Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer. I don't know, man. I feel like Super Mario Party Jamboree should not be in here. I mean, yes, it's multiplayer, but most people usually like to either play by themselves or with their families, you know? Most people that play Mario Party don't like to play with strangers, but I'm glad that Helldivers 2 won. It definitely deserved it, so... Next award... Let's see... Well, best strategy game is Frostpunk 2. That's okay. Ooh, best family game. Yeah, for best family game, the nominees were Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, and the Plunky Squire, which I honestly never heard of that game until now. But I am so glad Astrobot won. This was pretty much the first award that Astrobot got, and yeah, it deserved it. Astrobot is basically the perfect family game that has came out in a very long time, you know? I mean, I could see The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, and possibly Mario Party Jamboree winning, but the thing is though, man, Astrobot just has so much to offer. I love that game. So yeah, I think Astrobot definitely deserved Best Family Game. Best fighting game is Tekken 8. To be honest, I was honestly expecting Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero to win Best Fighting Game. But no, man. I'm so happy that Tekken 8 won because it deserved it, you know? Those graphics were freaking crazy. Multiverses was nominated. Get out of here. But I don't understand why Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is in here. Those are pretty much just old games, but in a compilation, right? Yeah, I don't understand why is a bunch of remasters on this list. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising. I honestly never heard of it until now, so yeah. Very happy Tekken 8 won Best Fighting Game. Best RPG, the nominations were Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadows of Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor. Now, at first, I thought that Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree was gonna win, because it's Elden Ring, you know? I mean, like I said, the original Elden Ring was so good and super popular, it pretty much swept away one Game Awards, you know? And for a second, I thought that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth could have also possibly have won, but no, man, I'm glad that it was Metaphor. I actually have a couple of friends who streamed Metaphor, and it looked really good, you know? It's from the same makers of the Persona games, and I think Metaphor deserved it. You know what I mean? So, I'm okay with that. But yeah, congratulations Metaphor for Best RPG. As for, okay, this is where I'm gonna disagree, but at the same time though, if you really think about it, yeah, this is really confusing. So, the best action-adventure game, the nominees were Astrobot, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. As much as I really love Astrobot, I don't know, man. I mean, Astrobot, yeah, it has some action in it, but I saw Astrobot as more of an adventure game, you know what I mean? I have no idea what the hell The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is doing on here. I mean, I didn't really see it as an action game at all. I mean, I love Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, but I don't think it should have been nominated. It's more of an adventure game. So basically the problem with this list is, what exactly classifies as action? You know what I mean? I feel like at least, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, probably should have won, or hell, even Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2, yeah, it didn't have a whole lot of action either, but I don't know. I feel like Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown should have won, but you know what? Because I love Astrobot so much, I'm okay with that, I guess. So yeah, best action game, action adventure game was Astrobot. Oh, okay. So there is a best action game category. The nominees were Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Now, I'm glad Black Myth Wukong did win. Yeah, that was the winner. But I don't know, man. I mean, I might be a little bit biased here, but I kinda wish Stellar Blade would have won, and you're gonna see why in a minute, but yeah, congratulations, Black Myth Wukong, for Best Action Game. Best VR game was Batman Arkham Shadow. At first I thought Metro Awakening could have possibly won, but I guess Arkham Shadow was the best. Let's see. Best mobile game was obviously Balatro. Let's see. Best indie game was Balatro again. What else? Okay, so here is what really confused me about this award. The next award is Best Ongoing Game, and check this out, okay? Here are the nominees. Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. Okay, so this is where I'm a little bit confused on. In my opinion, I don't think Helldivers 2 should have even been nominated. Why? Because Helldivers 2 just came out this year, you know? And if we're going to nominate Helldivers 2 in here, shouldn't it have Pal World also have been nominated? I mean, Pal World came out this year too, so why isn't it that game in here? I feel like at least either Final Fantasy XIV or shit, I would even be okay if Fortnite would have won. But no, man, I have watched some of my streaming buddies stream Final Fantasy XIV, and damn, in my opinion, I think Final Fantasy XIV should have got it. But I have seen some of my friends also stream Diablo 4 and Destiny 2, and I don't know, man. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is definitely the oldest compared to the rest of these games, you know? So, I don't get it. But yeah, best ongoing game was Helldivers 2. Okay, what other awards? Keep in mind, everyone, I'm not going to read out all the awards, or else this stream is going to be even longer. Okay, the next award is Best Performance, and that is Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for playing as Aerith, Hannah Telly from Life is Strange Double Exposure, really? And Humbergly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws, oh god. Luke Roberts, that played as James Sutherland in Silent Hill 2, and Melina Jurgens in Sensuna Saga Hellblade 2. Now, in my opinion, at least Brianna White or Luke Roberts should have won. That's what I was pretty much saying the last time I live streamed here on Twitch when I was still playing Silent Hill 2. I feel like Luke Roberts put on a really fantastic performance for the Silent Hill 2 remake. And yeah, some of you may argue that, oh, but Silent Hill 2 is a remake and it's not a new game. Yeah, but the performance is still brand new though. I at least feel like Brianna White should have won too, because she was excellent playing as Aerith. I mean, Aerith plays a really, really huge role in FF7 Rebirth. Now, to be fair, I never played Hellblade 2, okay? But what I do know about Hellblade 2 is it is 4 hours long, and it's pretty much her just dealing with a bunch of voices in her head. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't think she deserved it. Sorry, Melina. But I feel like it should have at least gone to either Luke Roberts or Brianna White. Those definitely would have been better contenders. But that was the winner though. So yeah, best performance, Melina Jurgens. Now here's oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, never mind. That's something else. Yeah, wrong award. Okay, now here is where also am gonna have to disagree, okay? This is another award that I found very questionable. So, this is Best Score and Music. Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor, and Silent Hill 2 Remake, and Stellar Blade. And the winner of Best Music and Score is FF7 Rebirth. Now, I like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, okay? But here's the thing, though. Most of FF7 Rebirth's soundtrack was pretty much just old soundtracks from the original FF7, you know? Just remixes of older songs. So, if I had to take a really, really good guess on how FF7 won, it's because of Aerith's performance in it. And don't get me wrong, that performance Brianna White did, yeah, it was beautiful, you know? And the voice actress, yeah, she had a really, really amazing voice. She's a great singer and all, but is that really enough for the whole game to win Best Score? In my opinion, the best score and music award, it should have went to Stellar Blade, okay? I know I'm being a little bit biased, but I feel like Stellar Blade should have at least won one award. It didn't end up winning any. That's how much Stellar Blade got snubbed at this year's Game Awards. It should have at least gotten Best Score, you know? I don't even understand why both Silent Hill 2 and FF7 Rebirth was even nominated. Hell, I honestly would have been fine if Metaphor would have won. Because at least when it comes to a remake, a video game remake in general, you can easily argue, well, it's still a brand new game, you know? But when it comes to remake soundtracks, it's almost literally the same thing, you know what I mean? And if FF7 Rebirth won an award for Best Score, then why the hell didn't Brianna White win for Best Performance, you know? So, I don't get it. I feel like Stellar Blade should have won, but whatever. Congratulations, FF7 Rebirth. You have beautiful music, but a lot of it was just remixes. Okay, Best Art Direction was Metaphor. Best Narrative was also Metaphor. Yeah, Metaphor was just taking awards. Let's see, what else? Oh, I don't care about that award. Best Game Direction was Astrobot. I don't know, man. What does that even mean? So, the nominees for Best Game Direction was Astrobot, Bellatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, FF7 Rebirth, and Metaphor. I mean, Metaphor already won a couple of awards at this point, so I'm happy that Astrobot won Best Game Direction. Oh, and last but not least, everybody, and this is the big one, but the final award is Game of the Year. And the nominees were Metaphor, FF7 Rebirth, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Bellatro, Black Myth Wukong, and Astrobot. Now, a lot of you already know, but the Game of the Year was Astrobot. Yep, Astrobot won Game of the Year for 2024. Now, to be completely honest, everybody, when I was watching the Game Awards live, I was 100% sure that Black Myth Wukong was gonna win. Like, I legitimately thought that it was definitely a must-win type of game. But no! Bro, this year's Game Awards really took everybody by surprise by giving Game of the Year to Astrobot. And even though I really loved Astrobot, even I really wasn't expecting it to win, because think about it, for those of you who haven't played Astrobot yet, you look at a game like Astrobot, you may have seen a couple of clips of it here and there, and you may easily say to yourself, Astrobot? You mean that Sony game that's only on the PS5? It's just a platformer with cartoonish graphics. Oh, no way that game is gonna get Game of the Year. Why is it even nominated? But we were wrong. And in my opinion, I think Astrobot deserved to win too. But I can see why a lot of people are upset though. You know, I was expecting Black Myth Wukong to win too, and I never even played Black Myth Wukong. But I know it's a great game though. That should pretty much overall tell you how good a game is when even people who haven't played it even thought it was going to get Game of the Year. But I don't understand why Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is on here, man. That was honestly really, really cheap for Jeff Keighley to even nominate it. Really? They couldn't just replace it with Stellar Blade or the Silent Hill 2 remake? Like, huh? For real? I don't get it, man. And the fact that Shadow of the Erdtree did not win Game of the Year? What was the point in that? You know what I mean? What was the point in even nominating a DLC if it wasn't even gonna win? That's so pointless. Like, I don't get it, you know? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was also nominated, so why not the Silent Hill 2 remake? And what about Indiana Jones The Great Circle? Was there just not enough time to put that anywhere? Don't get me wrong, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, but it's still a high quality game though. And I don't understand how did Balatro get nominated. Now to be fair, I've never played Balatro, and I am being biased, okay? Because I never played it. But based on the gameplay that I have seen, Balatro is just a card game, right? And Balatro already won several awards even before Game of the Year. So I feel like Balatro really didn't need to be nominated, you know? Here is what the nominations should have been, okay? It should have been Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor, Stellar Blade, and the Silent Hill 2 remake. That's what should have been the nominations, not a DLC, because keep in mind, everybody, in order to play Shadow of the Erdtree, you at least have to 90% complete Elden Ring, the base game, you know? Yeah, in order to even play this DLC, you have to beat another game. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Shadow of the Erdtree was its own game or on a separate disc, then fine. People would have been okay with that, alright? Yeah, that would have been okay. That would have been fine. But it's not, though. You have to beat Elden Ring first, and then you can play this so-called Game of the Year contender. And again, I know I'm being biased towards Balatro, but you know what though? This Game Awards was also being biased towards Stellar Blade, okay? So, and I think that's fair. But anyways, yeah, I'm happy that Astrobot won, man. I honestly would have been okay if Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, or hell, even Metaphor, I would have been okay if either of those games would have won, you know? Even a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you know? I would have been okay with one of those 4 games, but I'm really happy that Astrobot won. Oh, excuse me, everybody. I'm so sorry, everybody. I've been talking for way too long that my throat is getting dry, and yeah, I had to drink some water. But anyways, people, and I guess that's pretty much about it. You know? Those were my thoughts on the Game Awards. I know some of you may disagree with me on a couple of things, but then I'm pretty sure there's hopefully I hope there was a lot of things that you guys did agree with me on. But anyways, overall, people, what are my final thoughts on the Game Awards? Well, in my opinion, I will say it's not the best Game Awards that Jeff Keighley has done, but it's also not the worst either. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely not the worst, but it's also not the best. And if I had to give my highlights or my disappointments, oh, I guess that's another thing I can go ahead and talk about real quick. Yeah, I will later prompt. But anyways, okay, so here is my highlights for the Game Awards of 2024. My highlights are Okami 2. Oh shit, I forgot to talk about Dying Light Beast. God damn it. Okay, real quick. I'm excited for Dying Light Beast, but I don't like how it's reusing a lot of assets from Dying Light 2. It's cool that they're bringing back Kyle Crane, but I have a feeling Kyle Crane, yeah, he's probably going to have a possibly an anticlimactic ending. So I'm excited for Dying Light Beast, but at the same time, I'm not. Depending how the reviews look, I might not get it. It's a maybe for me. So maybe I'll get Dying Light Beast, maybe I won't. Another highlight for the Game Awards is Killing Floor 3. Maybe me and my friends will stream it and do a giveaway out of it. So, but even then though, I'm not really excited. And the last highlight is me being surprised that Astrobot got Game of the Year, because I love that game. Yeah, I think Astrobot deserved it, people. But again, though, I can see why a lot of people will disagree with that. I actually responded to somebody's tweet on Twitter saying, basically lying, what? An $80 Sony game that's only 12 hours long got Game of the Year? No way. And I ended up quote tweeting them saying, it's $60. I have no idea where they got 80 from. And I ended up saying that, and even if it was 12 hours long, that's not long enough? Like, really? 12 hours is actually pretty long. Not every game has to be hundreds of hours long in order to be good. Or not every game has to be this big, giant, massive open world game in order to be good, you know? Astrobot is just a really, really fun game from start to finish, but another reason why I'm happy Astrobot won is because I hope this sends a message to game developers that we just want old school 3D platformers back, you know? We need that in today's video game climate. We need to send a message that we want more platformers, and not every game has to be hundreds of hours long or be open world or cinematic, you know? But don't get me wrong, yes, I like my cinematic open world games just as much as the next person, but sometimes I need a break from those games, you know? And Astrobot was a huge breath of fresh air. It needs to be balanced, you know? We gotta have a good balance between 3D platformers and crazy hundreds of hour open world games. In my opinion, but anyways, so yeah, I'm happy that Astrobot won Game of the Year, and I hope the sales end up increasing for Astrobot, so that way we will for sure get an Astrobot 2. Now, here are my disappointments for the Game Awards. This is what kind of killed it for me. Well, besides being boring and having too many ads. But my disappointments was no Resident Evil 9 announcement, no GTA 6 trailer 2, and no release date for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Yeah, but here's the thing though. To be fair, at least Capcom announced 2 sequels to well-known, beloved franchises like Okami and that other game, Oni. I'm just gonna say Oni because I can't remember right now. But Okami and Oni, at least Capcom announced those, so that's the reason why I wasn't too disappointed that Resident Evil 9 wasn't announced. But bro, now I'm starting to hear rumors ever since the Game Awards. Now I'm hearing rumors that Resident Evil 9 is now going to be delayed in at least another 4 years or some shit like that. And these rumors all of a sudden came up as soon as the Game Awards. Okay, that is ridiculous. It's starting to get to the point where I don't think these rumors even know what they're talking about anymore, because there were so many rumors that it was most likely going to be announced at the Game Awards, you know? There was even talks that it was possibly going to be announced at the Tokyo Game Show. But now, it's starting to get to the point where they're saying that it's going to come out in 4 more years? Okay, that's dumb. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. I think I'm done, you know? I'm done listening to the Resident Evil 9 rumors. I think Resident Evil 9 is going to come out when it needs to come out, when it's ready, you know? And like I said, we got other Capcom IPs making a return, and that's good. I'm also even hearing rumors that they're gonna remake Resident Evil 0. Oh god. But I do hope Resident Evil Code Veronica does get remade at some point. But anyways, as for the no GTA 6 trailer 2, I mean, I guess I can go ahead and kinda forgive them, or forgive Jeff Keighley for not having a new trailer to GTA 6, because Rockstar, they already know GTA 6 is gonna sell like hotcakes, you know? Rockstar, they don't need the Game Awards. Yeah, Rockstar doesn't need Jeff Keighley, you know? They don't have to. They don't need anybody. Their trailer alone on YouTube pretty much proves that. I feel like Jeff Keighley would have to be the one paying Rockstar in order to show a new trailer or something. So I guess that's also forgivable. But here's what I don't understand. What I don't understand is, really? Still no Metal Gear Solid 3 remake release date? Come on. I know Jeff Keighley and Konami kinda have like a sour relationship ever since Jeff Keighley publicly called out Konami for not allowing Hideo Kojima to be at the Game Awards for, I think, 2015? Yeah, I think it was that year. But yeah, man, like really, Jeff, you couldn't just like at least try to get a release date for Metal Gear Solid Delta? Come on. So, overall, you know, I was disappointed in a couple of things, but at least we're getting Okami 2. At least we're getting Dying Light Beast. I'm sort of excited for other games, but I'm not losing sleep over it. So, I don't know, man. So, what is my final rating? What do I give the Game Awards for 2024? Well, some of you might disagree with me, but I am giving the Game Awards of 2024 a C+. Yeah, I think that's fair. Below average at best. I think a C+ is not too high, but it's also not too low either, you know? I think that's fair. I think a C+ is good enough. I don't see how anybody else can give it a solid B.